There are 1,000 stories. It's hard to pick one, but there's one that I'll never forget. It happened in the early 1960s when I was informed by Bill Bernbach that I would be the first art director to succeed Helmut Krohn on the Volkswagen account, which was scary as hell to begin with. What an act to follow. But the thing that made it exciting for me was to work with my friend Bob Levinson. And that was wonderful. And the story takes place at that time, 1961, 62. And we were on our first, or my first, orientation trip to the Volkswagen factory in Wolfsburg, Germany. And we were over there meeting with the executives. Now you have to realize that in the scheme of things, that's not much long after the Second World War. And we were there to meet the German executives. Here we were, two Jewish boys from New York. And the other side of the room was the executives who we were certain spent some time in the German army, some officers. And I remember we went out to dinner one night. We went to the next town of Braunschweig in a restaurant called the Gewandhaus. And there we were, just like I'm sitting next to Bob here, Bob and I sitting on one side of the room, and the German executives slash ex-army officers sitting on the other side of the room, and we were drinking away, and the guy on the other side of the table starts lamenting the fact that what a sad state, economic state Germany was in today. He kept saying if we hadn't lost the 2 wars, we would have been better off. And Bob and I we look at each other, and Bob is turning redder and redder. And Bob turns to the guy and says, "Yeah, you lost 2 in a row." I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that. And the tensions mounted. Fortunately, that guy's boss put his arm around the guy, and he said, "Hans, I think you just lost a 3rd. One side story, by the way, each time we went to Germany, we got DDB business cards. And on the card, it would be our name and our job category. So Bob said, Robert Levinson, copywriter, and mine said, Len Sirowitz, art director. And when we would give the card, they would take Bob's card and glance at it, and they'd stick it in their pocket, and they'd look at mine, and they'd say, "Art director!" It pissed that guy off so
much. Hey, you guys, we're going to get in the room. Move on.